Hey there, people. This is Pray Love, and I'm here for another video. And this one will be about several different um, Zara fragrances that were uh, lent to me by uh, my best friend, and one is from my wife. And we will see are they good. So, as a little concept right here that you must grasp. Um, Zara is very popular in the worlds of clothing to be one of the biggest fast fashion um, brand. One of the first, I think, to really push the fast fashion thing, and they also are very well known to emulate or copy other people's work and do it for cheaper, which is kind of what they're doing also with fragrances. And it's not like it's always like a literal copy. It's most of the time it's like a little twisted, but since it's trendy, they're gonna make their take on everything. And this is why sometimes you will see in fragrances, in clothing too, but in fragrances mostly, that it is considered kind of a dupe brand, a bit like Armaf or like the Middle Eastern brands that do like clones of fragrances. Zara are kind of in mixed in that kind of style of fragrances. They make like cheaper copies emulating very popular releases most of the time. As we will see today, it is not always the case. Well, it seems I'm trying it like first time with you guys, so I don't know exactly for sure. And we're gonna start with one that's called Red Vanilla. Now, one thing you will see is that every of those scents has vanilla notes, I think, which I think it's because my friend really likes vanilla scents. Oh my god. Okay, so this is this is very sweet. Uh, like you can see the little bottle here. It has that really cheap smelling kind of uh chemical warfare kind of a vibe. My god, it has like a kind of a white floral vibe to it. Uh I don't know. I really don't like that scent. I don't think this is really good. It it kind of it is this one is supposed to be in the same alley as La Vie est Belle by Lancôme. Uh, I can see that, but it's really not that great. And I'm not a huge fan of La Vie est Belle, so anyway, let's move on to the next one. I think I'm also gonna do like a pause in the middle after I've initially tested everything, or maybe I'll talk so much I'll just go back to everything. But I think I might do like a little pause just to let them settle down. All right, so next up is Hypnotic Vanilla. So, what do you think that's gonna be a take on? Like it's gonna necessarily be a hypnotic poison kind of dupe. If it's not that, it's a bit disappointing. This one is already a little better made, I think. Yeah, you definitely get the hypnotic poison vibe. There's kind of a burnt, kind of like burnt cake kind of vibe to it. It definitely like has this cake like vibe that you will find in Hypnotic Poison or Lamo by Kenzo, or fragrances in that wheelhouse. But it's not exactly like a one-to-one dupe, which I appreciate. Right now, it's like none of the two first fragrances are like a one-to-one dupe of what they're in the same range as. I definitely like it a lot better. This one, Hypnotic Vanilla, like it a lot better right now than red vanilla. All right, let's do Red Zara Sweet Temptation. So it's there's another thing going on. I don't know why, but there's a lot of red and there's a lot of sweetness. So I guess my friend and my wife are very into vanilla and sweeter type scents, which is perfectly fine. All right, let's try this. Oof. I think I got too much of like the alcohol like still like evaporating. I'm gonna try to. That is another. It kind of actually smells a lot like the hypnotic vanilla one. Kind of has that like vanilla cake vibe too. Hypnotic vanilla is a bit more of that like almondy, hypnotic poison kind of a vibe. So this one is more like it's kind of like the hypnotic vanilla one, but it's like more vanilla and less almond. I don't know. It sounds kind of odd sometimes. Sometimes I wonder what I'm smelling. I don't think it's that good, but anyway, like I said, maybe I'm bashing on totally fine fragrances that you really really enjoy. Feel free to just tell me I really enjoy it, and I'm gonna be like, well, props to you because maybe it doesn't work on with me, but it can work with you. There's no problem there. All right, let's try the last one. It's a sense of glam, and this is the one that my wife gave me to try. It's old. You can see that it's like older, the bottle, so and maybe wasn't that well preserved. Well, this one this one is a rose fragrance. It's a really like jammy rose fragrance. I don't hate it. This one I'm pretty like I think it's a pretty interesting fragrance. It's like there's a fruity element to it. There's like a fruitiness to it. There's there's the rose, very very jammy rose, and there's like an underlying sweetness too. So it's kind of very sweet, but at the same time it's not sickeningly sweet. Kind of, but not that bad. But it's pretty interesting. Let's try it back a little bit. Everything. All right. So right now, my favorite is sense of glam. It's pretty decent. Doesn't smell that cheap. Kind of like does a little bit, but it's not that bad. And afterwards, maybe hypnotic vanilla. Who knows? Let's take a break, and I'll be back. There's no like, there's not gonna be like any screen saying like 2 minutes later or anything because I don't want to do any editing. So I'm just gonna be like a pause, and then I'll be back, and it's just gonna be like a cut straight through. Welcome back. I am going through the dry down for the four fragrances. Okay, so I'm gonna be like examining some parameters. So first off, which one still has like a bit more projection after like 20-30 minutes? And I will say that the winner is this one, Red Zara Sweet Temptations. So if you want like a very like ordinary vanilla cake type fragrance, um, and you absolutely want it from Zara, maybe this one, it's okay. It doesn't smell that bad, but it doesn't smell really good. Uh, for sure, there's better options out there if you want something that's very sweet and vanilla centric. Like there's Pink Sugar. Pink Sugar is like it doesn't cost like a. They almost pay you to get it because it's like very dirty cheap. It works. It smells nice. It smells very sexy. This one is like kind of a cheaper one. I don't don't really like it, and I think it smells like even cheaper, and it doesn't have the kind of a vibe that Pink Sugar brings. I kind of like Pink Sugar, to be honest with you guys, but this one, Sweet Temptation, Red Zara Sweet Temptation, not a good fragrance. Um, I will say that yeah, the rose in Sense of Glam just sticks around pretty well. Uh, there's more of like a vanillic kind of a vibe afterwards. I wonder if it's kind of like a tonka bean thing or whatever. I think this is the overall best one, Sense of Glam. It kind of works, kind of smells good, kind of doesn't smell that cheap. Kind of like in the same ballpark as like a celebrity fragrance most of the time. But like celebrity fragrance, like some of them are pretty good. So I think Sense of Glam, yeah, pretty good. Like decent buy. Um, Hypnotic Vanilla, I kind of like the scent, but it becomes a skin scent almost instantly for me. So it doesn't really work. Whereas L'amour by Kenzo or Hypnotic Poison, like fragrances in that wheelhouse, they're killer. Like they're very high projecting, very nice. I like them. Red Vanilla projects kind of more, but it smells so bad. It really smells cheap. Um, so I'm not a huge fan. I was never a huge fan of the Zara fragrances. They have like, because those ones I think are mostly in their like cheaper lines. They have like a little more expensive ones that are like way better. I think I've smelled an Aventus clone once that I thought was really good. Um, but yeah, that's it. What do you expect for like $20 fragrances? Are they like do they do the job well? Yeah, um, for sure. They're doing a great job for like $20 fragrances. You put that on, you won't smell terrible. You still smell good. It still has kind of an appeal. It's just that compared to most scents out there, maybe not the best. I think Sense of Glam is the most like wearable one. Like it's a rose fragrance and it's pretty well done. So I think you can get away with that one very easily. And I think it doesn't smell cheap, this one. I think the other three, they kind of smell very cheap. They have like this kind of nondescript cheap vibe to them. But I think this one, like it does not smell expensive, but it doesn't smell like a very cheap fragrance. So that was it for today, guys. Zara Haul, and I am not a fan of Zara, but if you are and you collect the Zara fragrances and you know of all the best ones out there, well, feel free to just tell me that I have no taste, and no, but continue to rock on, and I'm not there to be like prescribed to you that you should like some fragrances or not. Oh yeah, by the way, they're all pretty much like winter fragrances. I think this one is the most like versatile like all year round fragrance, and mostly women will like them, but I think that it's always unisex. You know my opinion. I think I'll try to wear this one, the Jammy Rose fragrance. Sometimes it's fun. Anyway, spread love and spray love. Bye bye.